Before anybody can hire you, they have to become aware of you. And this is converting a non-lead into a cold lead, or just pulling people into your universe, your orbit. And we have to make them aware. A lot of the ideas that we're going to focus on probably today happen to take people from the awareness part, maybe into building interest or preference for what it is that you do. Most of you sell some form of creative service. And if you want to launch a product, then we can talk about that as well. But we're going to take action today. I love this anatomy of a murder because I feel like if we break up the big problem into little, not bite-sized pieces, but smaller pieces, it's a lot easier for us to process. And out of the book, 101 Things I Learned in Advertising School, I saw that there were a couple like little extra moments here that were added to the sales journey, the customer user journey. And so I just want to briefly touch on this and talk about how you guys can understand this. So we have to bring them into our world in order for them to buy something from us. And so it goes awareness, consideration, and after you figure out like why they would consider it, why do they become interested or build interest, why do they like what it is, why do they prefer what it is that you do, and then what makes them purchase. So the purchase part, I coded it a different color because if you can sell somebody a creative service end to end with one marketing initiative, amazing. But I would consider it a win if you just got through stage one, that now they're aware of who the heck you are. And you give them a strong and compelling reason to consider you the next time they have a problem like the one that you solve. And the reason why I wanted to look at it like this is because it's not enough to just create awareness. Because if you run around naked on the street, set your hair on fire, you'll get awareness, but not consideration. So it's important for you to understand how these parts are interconnected and how one drives the next. So that when you're designing something, your piece of content, whatever it is, your sales process, that you're understanding that eventually they have to be pushed into a place where they're going to make a transaction with you. Now, the other thing I want you to be aware of is this, is that from the point of awareness to the time that somebody makes a purchase, it depends greatly on how much money relative to that person it is. So if you're in the supermarket and you see a pack of gum, all the impulse buys are right at the register, and they know this. Supermarkets have done a lot of research and have figured all this stuff out. This is why the tabloids are there. All the little impulse items are there. When you think you've been a really good shopper and you haven't purchased any junk food, they know you're vulnerable. They know the story you tell yourself is, I didn't buy any junk food, and there's the Snickers bar right there. Or there's a bag of M&Ms or some other thing that's going to pull you in to buy. That's all right there. What you guys sell is not what I would consider an impulse buy. It's pretty far from it, depending on who you're talking to, of course. And there are multiple dollar signs there, so you know that the funnel, the journey of the user, the customer, is going to take a lot longer before they make a purchase. So why do I want to tell this to you? Because let's not try to go out and create one piece of marketing that's going to get somebody to spend $10,000 with you tomorrow. It may be unrealistic because there's going to be a lot more touch points to this, to build trust, to be consistent. Now, what I want you to do is be able to create your own lead generation sales tool. But the goal here is to take a cold lead and turn it into a warm and a potentially hot lead. That's it. So you guys remember I talked about this book, How to Design and Teach Workshops That Work Every Time, the Workshop Survival Guide. And so there's a bunch of prompts here. So I'm going to just go through this. Who is your prospective client? What problem are they trying to solve, and why should they care? What level of awareness do they have about the real problem? Where are they most likely to find out about this solution? So this is really important because as you're designing your sales tactic or technique or tool, you have to take into consideration where your clients are spending their time. So creating content or a sales funnel that's out of YouTube, it's not going to help you if they don't go to YouTube. If they spend all their time on LinkedIn or Instagram, that's where you need to design your solution. It has to be tailor-made for them, specifically speaking to them and their pain points. How will this benefit them? How will this make them feel? What makes your solution unique and different? This is very important. If you can't articulate this, you're going to have a big problem because you're just like everybody else. You're a Me Too brand. You're a Me Too company. This is a concept that I just learned from reading the book, How to Become a Rainmaker. And they said that you need to look at your offering in a dollarized value relative to your client. How much money will you really make for them, either in savings or earnings, and to be able to calculate that. So if you sell a product or a widget that's actually more expensive than the one they're using, but it lasts 10 times as long, you need to calculate that for them. So your pitch to them would be, how would you like to save 14 cents on every product you make for an annual savings or earnings of $267,000? Would you be interested in talking to me about that? Well, You've already put it in terms the client cares about. What social proof are they using to lower your perceived risk? Testimonials, Amazon reviews, conversational atmosphere with people that look and talk like you? Okay, there's a lot of social proof there. What worldview do they have as it relates to your solution? So when we're able to align what it is that we think and feel to what they think and feel, it's a win. And what if any urgency is created? We know that urgency creates triggers to buy. Urgency is also built around scarcity. I only have 10 self-development packages left. I only have 2 of X and 1 of this, and this is going to close down in 72 hours. Those are all triggers, and we act on those things, okay? I saw this funny t-shirt, and I remembered it, and it says, not looking for Mr. Right, just looking for Mr. Right now. If you make your customers feel like that, forget about it. I want to have a connection with you. I want you to know what my pain points are, and I'm going to trust you. I'm going to give you my money. I'm going to pay you a premium over your nearest competitor. I'm going to go out of my way. I'm going to travel to a different town or a country just to work with you. I'm going to spend 10x what I would normally spend on a subscription to be a part of this. You need to know me. I have to have that deep connection with you.